A safety alert tonight regarding storefront crashes.
How many times have you turned on the news and seen this? Storefront crashes happening surprisingly often for a number of reasons. And as Channel 4's Staci Spanos tells us, experts say they have every reason to believe there could be more of them in our future.
It may be scary to hear that, but based on their calculations, it is something they expect to see over the next several years. We spoke to one Jacksonville family who lost someone very close to them because of a storefront crash. They want to shout from the rooftops about a very easy way their loved one might have been saved. They hope it'll save someone else's life.
Two generations of Carter women walk hand in hand. Never far from their thoughts, the young woman who would make up the third generation, Armagene Carter's granddaughter and Marie Tarbox's daughter, Tiffany Zehal. She's buried here at Evergreen Cemetery in North Jacksonville.
I miss her. Whole family misses her. She was a wonderful girl. And her mommy and her nanny misses her.
Tiffany died 10 years ago in this awful incident at McBee's Lounge in Lakewood. She was 26 years old. The whole thing was caught on the store's surveillance video. 43-year-old Amy Fennell crashed her car into McBee's storefront that night. She said it was an accident. Tiffany's family thinks Fennell did it because she wasn't served a drink at closing time. Tiffany died. 4 others were hurt. Her family says it's the worst thing they've gone through.
It gets easier, but it never goes away. Never. And when you see something happen to somebody else's kid, it just reminds you of that all over again.
Tragically, there are a lot of reminders. Experts estimate that storefront crashes happen 20,000 times a year in this country. 4-year-old Lily Quintus died in Orlando last year when a car came crashing through her daycare. Also last year,
they drove the car right into the building.
Is anybody hurt?
Yeah, there's people laying everywhere, man. You need to get somebody here quick.
A woman drove her car into a blood plasma donation center on Jacksonville's west side. 8 people were hurt.
But you've had more than 100 of these crashes in the last few years.
That's Rob Ryder Skyping with us from his home in Colorado. He keeps tabs on these types of crashes through his website, storefrontcrashexpert.com. Ryder says about 50% of storefront crashes happen because of people driving under the influence, being distracted when they're driving, having traffic accidents, their car has mechanical failure, and people even drive into businesses on purpose. The other 50% of storefront crashes, they're caused by confusion. For example, younger drivers and older drivers confusing the brake pedal with the gas pedal.
But far more people are getting hit by grandpa on medication than are getting hit by terrorists in high-speed trucks.
Do you think that elderly drivers should be kept from driving at a certain point?
No, I think people have been proven to be excellent drivers well into their 90s, but I think people have to understand that the risk isn't the driver as much as it is cars under acceleration approaching the front doors.
But experts say most of these crashes are fairly preventable. Don't design parking lots where cars nose in toward your store. And if you do, make sure to put up steel bollards, like this business has done.
They had them at distances where a car could get through them.
Attorney John Phillips is representing some of those hurt in the DCI Biologicals Plasma Center crash last year. He says it just makes sense for businesses to protect their employees and customers.
They're facing, with the 3 clients we have, a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, whereas a little bit of concrete, you can get these things put in fairly cheaply.
And Ryder says with more baby boomers getting older, expect more crashes like this.
I think what's happening is there's a push towards national codes and state codes, which will then translate into local codes. I think everybody's got to figure this out for themselves. But if you've had a series of accidents in your town and the fire department's gone out and pulled cars out and pulled injured people out, over time it's far cheaper to take care of this than it is to pay the price later.
Tiffany's mom and grandmother live with the pain every day that their loved one paid the price. But they're hoping the story of their shining star will spur changes that keep others safe.
I would never want any parent to suffer the way I have. If it's preventable with the concrete barriers, every establishment that serves alcohol or sells alcohol should have them.
As a result of the death of 4-year-old Lily Quintus in Orlando, Orange County is considering an ordinance to make almost all daycares put up barriers in the front of their buildings. They're even considering giving grant money to help pay for the cost. At last check, Lily's law has not passed. Duval County has no plans requiring businesses to put up barriers. Staci Spanos, Channel 4, the local station.
You can go to News4Jax right now. You can find storefront crash statistics broken down by age, by cause, and by site type. You're also going to find information from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration on reducing crashes caused by pedal error. Just look inside this story under the top stories section.